Hey, I got a package from FMS. Let's get it open and see what's in there. Get out. FMS Alpha Jet says perfect fun flight. Some instructions on how to put it together. Then how to use it. Insert horizontal stab into slot beneath the vertical stab. Make sure the horizontal stab is symmetrical and aligned with the fuse. Insert the wing into slot in the fuse. Take a look at your finished Alpha Jet. Make sure everything is symmetrical. You are now ready to fly. Oh, damage may occur. The nose is pointed up at an angle greater than 10 degrees. Damage to the nose of the Alpha Jet may occur if the nose is pointed down at an angle greater than 10 degrees. To achieve optimal flight results, throw your Alpha Jet at an angle between plus and minus 10 degrees. The Alpha Jet should follow the trajectory as shown on the diagram below. And I guess these are the decals. Let's sticker it up. Boom, and just like that, we got it all assembled. Looks pretty cool. Now we got to see how it flies. You know, when I first got the email from FMS that they updated my order and I saw that they added another jet to my order, I was like, finally, some recognition. You know, you better recognize. You know, but when I looked it up further, I saw it was this hand toss glider. This thing actually looks cool, and the first thing I thought was, maybe I could hollow this out and add some motors to it or whatever and get it to fly. But anyway, it's this cool foam jet. Has this plastic nose cone on it, I guess, for the, you know, when you throw it at the improper trajectory. But I can see how this would be cool for, you know, say an adult that has a youngster that maybe likes airplanes, and you know, they want to go in the backyard and give it a toss. This won't do too much damage. You know, you can't play with daddy's planes, but you know, you can fly this. So this is pretty cool. But when I said they updated my order, what was I talking about? Boom! Wait, I didn't do that right. Boom! That's right. This is the FMS 1220mm Ranger. V2 version comes with the Reflex V3. It's still simple, stable, and rigid with the strong, durable EPO. Let's get this thing open and see what it's all about. Wow, this box is much smaller than I remember. It looks in the box, it's big. I'm getting flashbacks, and it's pretty. It's pretty. Well, I could already see this is going to be much easier to store because now the fuse is in two different sections. And so we already had the wings that came apart, but the longest part was the fuselage, the main body of the plane. This one is much smaller, and so it's going to allow for easy transport and storage of the plane. So I'm excited for that. And just like that, we have all the parts to assemble the plane. So let's get to it. This is the bind and fly version because I already had a receiver that I had bought previously. I was gonna get a different plane, and then I kind of moved away from airplanes. You know, after that last flight with my jet. I'm shaking. Oh man, I put her in a tree. This is a testament to the lights. It's still working. Green, red, and the white. I'm gonna use these extra lights that I bought and this receiver, which is the FlySky IA6B. This is a 6-channel receiver, and I use it with my FlySky FSI6, which is a 10-channel radio. Throttle cut. Didn't receive my battery yet for this plane, but I am going to have some upgrades coming for this plane. I just showed how to put it together. The wing, once you get your wires situated, everything gets tucked in and then the wing just goes on. And the reason why I left tape on one of these aileron wire leads is that I'll know when I remove the wing which side to plug it into. So the only thing that's kind of fiddly with this is you have to plug in the elevator wire lead into your Reflex V3. And so I was able to get it in there pretty simply without any forceps or anything like that. Your mileage may vary. Your channels, if in case you're rusty like me and forgot, are right here in the book, page 8. Channel 1 aileron, 2 elevator, 3 throttle, 4 rudder, 5 in case you had landing gear, and 6 is a spare. So for this application, channel 5 is going to be for the reflex gyro. I can choose whatever switch I want to assign it to. Usually I assign it to switch 5. Incidentally, I already had a radio for this plane, if you remember. Here we go. This is the box for this radio, but I already had the ready to fly radio for this plane, and you guys know why. If you didn't see that video, I'll link it in the description. Also included in this kit, I believe this comes in all of the kits, no matter which one you get, the bind and fly or the ready to fly version, with or without the floats. You get this cable. This USB cable is no ordinary cable, but this cable is specific to the Reflex. And so you want to use this in order to program your Reflex V3, which I may show in a different video. You have one of each type of screw left over along with your Allen wrench. Once you get your receiver all wired up here, I use, like I said, channel 5 for the S-bus, which is basically the lead for your gyro control. You'll have these 2 leads left, and these 2 plug in to the wire leads for the ailerons on the wing. So I'll get this secured in somewhere in here with some double-sided tape or whatever. And to install the wing, you just connect your ailerons, right? Make sure the signal wire, which in this case is the yellow wire, lines up with the signal wire here on both sides. And these clip in so they can't easily be pulled out. I heard a snap. Then you want to just kind of stuff these wires in as you're guiding your wing onto the fuselage. And these 2 keyed areas here, the knobs, go into 2 holes in the fuse. So that just slots in there nicely. And then you have your wing nuts. So I found that the first time you install these, they're really hard to turn. Actually, no, wow. On this upgraded version, wow, they installed pretty easily. And then finally, oops, we killed our little jet. Finally, you have your wing struts, which slot right into these panels on the body. Wow, that's a lot sturdier than the original one. I think that actual wing spar that wow, that was positive. I think that actual wing spar that's in the, we keep killing the jet. I think the wing spar that they upgraded this with is gonna really help with the rigidity and the stability of the wing. Wow, this thing is still large. My table is 4 feet wide, and look at this. I remember my first one, I said, oh my, that's a big plane. Wow. So, man, FMS, you really outdid yourselves with this one this time. I really loved my Ranger, the yellow one, despite the way I treated it. If you haven't seen those videos, I'll link it in the description. But I taught myself how to fly with this plane. And I truly believe this is the best plane that anyone could learn to fly on. The properties of this plane, it just floats. I mean, it's almost impossible to kill this plane. And I killed him several times. Yeah, so that didn't go quite as planned. Came back, I got some of the ball field. All right, I know how to bring it down. More throttle. More throttle. Oh! Here are some of the things that I noticed that are upgraded or different from the first one. These wheels are still kind of foamy, but they feel a bit softer than the original ones. And what I noticed is they make this noise here, and that's because they're kind of loose in there. But you could actually adjust this and tighten it up so they don't make that shopping cart noise. Second thing that I noticed is obviously the wing spar. So that's basically just a bar inside the wings to stabilize the wings. These wing nuts snap in much easier. The first one you might have saw in that video, I had a pliers over here because you needed to use a pair of pliers to kind of break it in. You felt like you was gonna break it. The third thing is the fact that this tail section comes apart with just 2 screws. I mean, you do have to get in there and disconnect this wire that controls the rudder, but hey, if in a pinch, you can take this tail off to store this or transport it. And the same thing with the wings, just like I showed in the beginning. I was hoping my floats would come, but those are back ordered, and so stay tuned for the next video with this plane where I'm gonna install the battery, pair it to my FlySky FS i6X, add some lights to it, and take it out on this maiden, along with the maiden of this handheld jet. Hey, they kind of match. Hey, this is Big Bris. If you liked what you saw in this video, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like what you saw, still hit the thumbs up and subscribe. I do stuff like this all the time on my video. Everybody stay well, and in the interim, go back and check out this video, or this one, or the playlist on the planes where I'm teaching myself to fly. It's crazy. You won't regret it.